So yeah, I am Noel Visaria, a developer by profession and a MP registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding financial advice, financial portfolios, mutual fund, fixed deposits, or anything, or any tax advice, you can contact me. So yeah, we are going to go NISM 15 mock test. So there will be many parts. Okay, I will cover 600 MCQs plus 5 to 10 case studies uh, in which exams are going to come. Okay, आप पहले देख लेना ये नया सिलेबस है नए सिलेबस के साथ अपन ज्वाइन करने वाला है 1 जनवरी से शायद सिलेबस चेंज हो गया है और मैंने नए सिलेबस में ही एग्जाम दिए और अपन एक ही बारी में पास हो गया था 74 मार्क्स 73.75. Okay, so yeah, we are going to start with mock test number 1. मैं आपको पहले ही बता दे रहा हूँ, आप कुछ पढ़ो या ना पढ़ो, मेरे 600 क्वेश्चंस और 10 टेस्ट सीरीज नहीं 600 एमसीक्यूज प्लस 10 उससे क्वेश्चन न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चंस जो होते हैं वो दूंगा. 110% उसमें से ही आएगा. आपको मोर देन 70 मार्क्स आ जाएंगे आ जाएंगे आ जाएंगे अगर आपने ये मेरी टेस्ट सीरीज करी होगी तो. ठीक है, तो या लेट्स स्टार्ट. As per the SEBI Research Analyst regulation, who is qualified to be registered as a research analyst, all of the above, graduates, postgraduate, CA, sub-law. ठीक है. Efficient market hypothesis proclaims that shares price incorporate and reflect all the relevant informations. यानी कि शेयर प्राइस में ही सब कुछ आ जाता है. कोई डिविडेंड आया होगा, ये प्राइस बढ़ने वाली होगी, कोई बड़ा ऑर्डर मिलने वाला होगा, सब आ जाता है उसमें. ठीक है. आइडेंटिफाई विच स्टेटमेंट इज और आर ट्रू अबाउट सीएजीआर. ऑल ऑफ द सीएजीआर एनुअल ग्रोथ रेट ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम भी होता है. सीएजीआर डज नॉट टेक अकाउंटिंग द टाइमिंग्स ऑफ द कैश फ्लो इनटू अकाउंट एंड सीएजीआर मींस कंपाउंडेड एनुअल ग्रोथ रेट. ये तीनों तीन सीएजीआर डज नॉट टेक अकाउंटिंग. ये कौन क्या होता है? XIR होता है ना, ये वाला ये होता है अकाउंटिंग द टाइम कैश फ्लो इनटू अकाउंट. Mrs. Microstrong has borrowed huge sum and has a debt of 500 CR. The interest payable on is 9% per annum. Calculate the interest coverage ratio if the expected EBIT is rupees 65 CR. So first of all, interest coverage ratio की formula EBIT upon interest expense. So what is our interest expense? Is 9%. So what is the percent interest? What is the how much crore of 9% is 500 CR. It's 45 CR. So interest coverage ratio is 65 by 45. It's 1.44. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, ये बहुत बार आता है. ठीक है, सिंपल फॉर्मूला देख लेना. Dash is an objective of SEBI regulation, protecting interest of investor. इन्वेस्टर को सबसे ज्यादा फायदा हो वही इसका इंटरेस्ट होता है. What is the cause of high inflation? None of the above. You can check the explanation. For plain vanilla fixed rate bond, dash are certain are known to the bond investor. A. Capital appreciation, amount of cash flow, the timing of the cash flow. Only B and C. As per the section 230 of Company Act, which of the following is true about the scheme of arrangement? Scheme of arrangement is a court-monitored settlement process between the company and its creditor. Dash can be considered as a mature industry in India. Oil and gas. Oil and gas mature industry. The net profit of a company was 20 CR. The company equity capital stood at rupees dash. The company has not issued any preference share. The face value of the share is 10. EPS. अपन को EPS देखना है. EPS की formula है net profit upon number of share. So we will calculate what is the number of share. Number of share formula है equity capital upon face value. The answer will be number of shares will be 3448154. Then put the number of share into the EPS formula. What is the net profit? 20 CR upon number of share 3448154 equals to 58. The EPS will be 58. Which factor usually have the most influence in the movement of commodity prices in the near term? Inventory cycle. The return on capital employed of the company measures High-Tech Industry Limited is 8% and the cost of debt is 10%. What will be the most likely return on equity? What will be the ROE? ROE is likely to be below 8. Okay. What of which of these can lead to failure of a research report? All of the above. You can check. The tire industry in the country comprises of three organized players and several unorganized players. A sample survey released that around 20% of total sales came from unorganized sector. The three major companies, organized player, reported revenue of 6,000 CR and 8,000 CR and 10,000 CR. Which of the following is closest to the fair estimate of overall tire market in the country? 30,000. So unorganized sector market share is 20 and other is 80. So first of all, we have to add all the three. 6 plus 8 plus 10, it would be 24, and it is 80% of the market. So what would be the 30% of market? So it would be 24,000 into 100 by 80. The correct answer will be 30,000. The overall tire market will be 30,000. As per the rule of SEBI, the chairman of the remunerate committee should be a independent director. Find the cost of equity if the risk-free rate is 7%, the market premium is 9, the beta is zero point 0.6. You have to apply the CAPM formula. You can check the formula. You have to put all the terms in this formula. It is very easy. You have to remember this formula. Okay. Dash may generate both capital appreciation and also recurring income, both bonds and equities. Which of these is true with respect to Regulation 16 of Code of Conduct for Research Analyst? You have to memorize this, please. ये सारे rules है. Research analyst shall not deal or trade in securities that they recommended with the 30 days before the publication of the research report. Identify which condition is most likely to aid the central bank to follow the expansionary monetary policy. Low inflation. Dash regulates the money market segment of securities market and is also manages the manager of the Indian government borrowing programs (RBI), which concern provides the maintenance of ownership records in a book entry form repository. Beta of a stock which is more volatile than the market is likely to be greater than 1. As per the Boston BCG analysis, the business segment which is the fast growing but has a low market share are known as question mark. You have to check all the four columns. Okay. The paid up capital of the company is dashed with the face value of dash. The book value of the share is dash and the dividend per share is dash. What will be the return on capital employed? Return on capital employed is similar to return on equity. So what will be the return of equity? Return per share upon book value. So for this is the formula. So return on equity would be 25%. Step 1, share equals what is the number of shares? 50,000. What is the dividend? 250000. Total book value would be 10 lakh. What will be the ROCE? Return on capital employed would be 250,000 divided by 10 lakh into 100 would be 25 percentage. Okay. The price to earning ratio of a company is 7, the EPS is 5, and the market capitalization is 7 lakh. The book value per share is 24. What is the net worth of the company? You have to know what is the formula of network. Network is equals to book value into number of shares. For that, you have to first calculate what is the number of shares because it is not given. You can check the all you can check all the steps I have explained in the explanation section. Okay, the correct answer would be 480,000, 4,80,000. So yeah, we have completed the mock test number one. If you have any queries regarding this, you can contact me. I'm the Visharya signing off, and yeah, stay tuned for more MCQs, which we have just covered 1 to 25. I am going to cover total 600 plus 600 MCQs. Okay, so yeah, thank you. So yeah, I'm Dol Visharia, a developer by profession and a mutual fund distributor. Okay, so if you have any queries regarding SIP, lump sum, or anything related to financial market, free feel to contact me. So yeah, we are going to cover NISM Series 15. Total mock tests are 24. We have already covered mock test number one, and let's start mock test number two. So yeah, this is a rapid MCQ where you can just check your knowledge that is it right or wrong. मैं आपको पहले बोल रहा हूँ ये MCQs आप एक बार देख के जाना 110%. इसमें से ही 80% एमसीक्यू आते हैं। ठीक है, मैंने यही किया था और इसी में से पास किया है। ओके, calculate the sales of a business if EBITDA percent of a business is 40, net profit is 20% of EBITDA, dividend per share is 2, and the dividend payout ratio is 40%. The total number of outstanding shares are 10,000. So basically, what we have to find, calculate the sales. So for that, we have all the data. It means dividend per share is 2 and the outstanding share are 10,000. For total dividend paid is 20,000. So dividend payout ratio is 40%. It means from total 100%, 40% is 20,000. So what is the total net profit? Is 50,000. The net profit is 20% of EBITDA. It means from total 100, 20% is 50,000. So what is 100%? So total 100% EBITDA is 2,50,000. Next, EBITDA is 40% of the business of sales. Okay, so it means sales will be 6,25,000. This is a totally reverse engineering. It is very easy, just you follow all the steps. Okay, or else you can check the explanation part also. XYZ Limited has return on capital ROCE of 40% and the return on equity of 25%. The net profit is at rupees 2 lakh and the EBIT is at rupees 4 lakh. Calculate the total debt level in the business. It's 2 lakh. Just check, okay? It's very easy. Unfair trade practice includes public non-information. Publicly non-information is which method measures national income as the aggregate income of individual in the economy? Income method. The market capitalization of a firm is 1 lakh and it has a total debt of rupees 30,000. The cash in hand is 5,000. What is the enterprise value of the firm? Is 1,25,000. Simple formula: enterprise value equals to market value of equity plus market value of debt minus cash and cash equivalent. Just check. Okay, and put the numbers in the formula. Okay. Which of the following individuals is entitled to sell an asset at a fixed predetermined price? Put buyer. Identify the statement which correctly describe a business life cycle. The duration of each stage of business is not fixed. This one. The book value of a company asset is rupees 8,000 crore and its total liability amount is 3,000 cr. If the company market capitalization is rupees 11,000 cr, what is its price to book value ratio? It's 2.2. A company has a return on equity of 16%, return on capital employed of 20%, net profit is 1,60,000 and EBIT is 2,50,000. If the company pays 10% annual interest on its debt, what is the total interest paid during the year? It's 25,000. So basically return on equity ROE equals to net profit upon equity. So equity equals to net profit upon ROE, which is given 1,60,000. Okay. Hmm, just a second. So yeah, you can check the explanation part. It's not lengthy, but it's time consuming. You can easily go through this explanation. A company has a net income of rupees 3,60,000 and 6 lakh outstanding shares. The return on equity is 20% and the book value per share is 25% of the market price. What is the market price per share? It's 12 rupees. Which of the following actions by a company are purely accounting in nature and have no tangible effect on shareholder? All of the above. Which of the following activities fall within the professional scope of research analyst when serving clients? Recommending whether to buy or sell a specific securities. Calculate the earning yield of a company with the market capitalization of 15 lakh and net profit of 3 lakhs. It's 20%. It's simple formula. Earning yields net profit upon market capitalization into 100. Okay. Which of the following item is included per capita? Capital account transaction in the balance of payment. Foreign direct investments. A low price to book value ratio typically suggests which of the following asset might be available at a lower or cheaper than price market. Under SEBI regulation, no person shall act as a research analyst or present themselves as no unless they have obtained a certificate of registration. If an analyst has a strong entry barrier and does not face the risk of a new competitor entering, how would investors owners generally view such an industry? Attractive. When a region is expected to experience rainfall below its long-term average during a particular year, which of the following effects may occur? A decrease in yield of crop grown in rainfall areas. Why it is important for a research analyst to pay attention to the independent directors of a company. Promoters may sometimes nominate family individuals as directors to control decision. According to Dow theory, which of the following statements presents its coordinates? All of the above. In which of the following corporate action is the express share swap typically used when the acquiring entity issue its own share as consideration for acquiring another company, merger or acquisition? In the context of the average directional index, buy signal are generated based on the interaction of DMI and minus DMI. Which of the following statement is correct? Plus DMI crosses minus DMI from the below and the ADX is rising. It is considered a buy signal. The graded surveillance mechanism is primarily aimed at which category of securities? Securities with small market capitalization. Which of the following represents a barrier to entry for a new company in an industry? All of the above. Which of the following is not typically used as a validation technique when applying channels and trend lines in technical analysis? Price confirmation. So yeah, we have completed uh, two mock test. Okay. So if you have any doubts or query regarding this, free feel to contact me. All links are given below in the description. So yeah. So hello guys, I am Dhawal Visaria, a developer by profession and a MP registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding financial assets like SIP, basically mutual fund, PMS, AIF, SIF, anything like that, bonds, then free feel to contact me. Okay. So yeah, अपन लोग कवर कर रहे थे NISM 15 की मॉक टेस्ट. तो ये पार्ट 3 है. So yeah, what will be the result of central bank following expansionary monetary policy? So all of the above. ये तीनों चीज करेंगे. Identify the correct statement with respect to GST. GST is applicable on goods and service provided on sold in India. Code of internal conduct has to be framed by all of the above. ये तीनों लोग करते हैं. ठीक है. Which type of risk applies to all type of security issue in nation? Contraries. Why are most business prices takers are not price makers? Because products have to be priced as per the competition in market. In which of the following situation is free cash flow to the firm FCFF used for valuation? Both 1 and 3. ये वाला भी और ये वाला भी. Explanations, detailed explanation मैंने दिया है नीचे. आप देख सकते हो. Which of this information can be considered as insider information? The managing director mentioning about an acquisition proposal not yet to be disclosed publicly. What will be the likely beta of a stock which is more volatile than the market, greater than 1? In expansionary fiscal policy, the government uses its excess income to repay its debt or acquire assets. True or false? It's false. What can most likely cause an increase in the purchase of premium products over regular cheaper alternatives? Increase in income levels. What is the advantage of merger and acquisition activity? All of the above. When the capital inflows are more than the capital outflows, the country will have capital account surplus. Which of the following will be considered as strength in SWOT analysis? Large number of patents on product. ये strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. ठीक है. स्ट्रेंथ और वीकनेस इंटरनल होता है यानी कि कंपनी के बारे में. अपॉर्चुनिटी एंड थ्रेट ग्लोबल होता है जो कंपनी के लिए लागू होता है. ग्लोबल होता है. द बार्गेनिंग पावर ऑफ द बायर विल बी हाई व्हेन ये तीनों तीन competition competitive intensity close substitute and products are standardized. In the government of the country changes its expansionary physical policy to contractionary physical policy, the equity market are likely to go up. Answer is down. Let's give a review of company source and uses of cash over the year. Cash flow statement. Which of these is the most suitable inference in technical analysis? If the share price breaks its resistance level. When the price breaks the resistance level, it's likely to rise the next resistance level. Any change in the security transaction tax will have an effect on which of these industries stock brokerage firm. Which of these is a good source of information for investment advisor? Research report for credit rating companies. As per Regulation 8 of SEBI, any corporate entity wishing to get registered with SEBI as a research analyst should have a minimum net worth of 25 lakh. Value of equity is calculated as free cash flow for equity is discounted using cost of equity. When is the threat of substitute very high? All of the above. Which of the following is not included in fundamental analysis, investor behavior analysis, which is nodal agency of the central government to formulate and monitor India's macroeconomic policies covering monetary and physical policy as well as functioning of the capital market including stock exchange. Department of Economic Affairs. Price to earning ratio is calculated as current price upon earning EPS. Okay. So yeah, this is 25 questions. मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ एक बार ये सारे मेरी प्लेलिस्ट के सारे एमसीक्यू देख के जाना. 80% ऑफ द एमसीक्यू विल्स कम फ्रॉम दिस. आपको बैठे बैठे ही सब मिल जा रहा है तो प्लीज 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 कर लेना, ठीक है. सो या ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द एग्जाम. और ये सारी सीरीज देख के जाना, ठीक है. इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरीज देन डू कमेंट डाउन. ओके, बाय, ऑल द बेस्ट गाइस. So yeah, hello guys, I am Dhaval Visaria, a developer by profession and a MP registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding financial market, then free will to ask me. Okay. So yeah, अपन लोग कवर कर रहे थे NISM 15 की mock test. So yeah, this is a part 4. So yeah, without wasting time, let's get started. 26 questions. Online business are dependent on the internet penetration and the changing habits of people on shopping. Of course, true. जियो के बाद हो गया है. The term securities has been defined in the section 2H of Securities Contract Act 1956 and it include all of the above treasury bills, bond and equity shares. Dash is an act of purchase or sale of an asset in perception of gain from changes in the price of the assets over a short period of time. Speculation. In a business, cash flow arises from dash assets, dash liabilities, and the dash stakeholders' equity, decreasing, increasing, increasing. The EBIT of a business is 50 with EBIT levels of 2 lakh. The net profit margin of the company is 20%. Number of shares outstanding are 20,000. Calculate EPS. So yeah, this is the explanation. Very simple. Just you need all the formulas related to this. Answer is 4. How is the cash flows for equity calculated? Interest payment on equity is subtracted from free cash flow to the firm and net borrowing added to it. Okay. What type of risk will be credited if FII pulls out their money from an economy? Systematic risk. सिस्टमेटिक है ना, ओवरऑल होता है. अनसिस्टमेटिक इंडिविजुअल कंपनी के अंदर होता है, ठीक है. इफ क्वेश्चन इज आस्क अबाउट इंडिविजुअल कंपनी देन यू हैव टू सिलेक्ट अनसिस्टमेटिक रिस्क. Unsystematic risk can be nullified using diversification of company. Okay. और ये systematic risk diversify अपन नहीं कर सकते, कम नहीं कर सकते. Next question. XYZ company has a sales revenue of 5 lakh, which is inclusive of indirect taxes of 20,000 and the direct taxes to the company are 30,000. What are the net sales of the company? So this net sales revenue minus indirect tax, 50,000 minus 20,000 equals to 5 lakh minus 20,000 equals to 480. Answer is 480. Okay. An industry will be very attractive to invest in if it has few substitutes, weak supply bargaining power, and high barrier to entry. All three. In technical analysis, this provides important inputs on the underlying strength of the trend, volume of trading. SEBI Regulation 8 stated that a research analyst who is body corporate shall have a net worth of not less than 25 lakh rupees. The Pradhan Mantri Jan Yojana was started and is being run by the Department of Financial Services. An agent or a dealer who buys and sells shares in the registered stock exchange is known as stockbroker. The profit before tax of a company is 2 lakh. The PE is 2.5 and the current market price of the company share is 200. The number of shares outstanding are 2000. Calculate approximate tax rate. of the company. Check all the steps given below. It is very easy. The answer is 20%. Okay. First of all, PE, market price upon EPS. So what is PE? PE is already given 2.5. So from that we get EPS. EPS is 80. From EPS we can get net profit using this formula. So net profit will be 1,60,000. The net profit will be 2 lakh. The net uh, profit before tax is 2 lakh, and net profit would be 1,60,000. So tax would be 2 lakh minus 160 equals to 40,000. So what is the percentage of the total revenue? What is the profit before tax is this much, and tax paid is 40. So how much percent is the tax rate? Is 20%. A job of a research analyst involves doing which of the following? All of the above. Which of these key is a parameter while analyzing the telecom sector? Average revenue per user. The sales of a company was 4 lakh and the cost of the goods was sold 20% of sales. Operating expense and depreciation were 96,000 and the interest expense were 40,000. Calculate the net income if the company pays 40% of its pre-tax income as tax. So this is the very basic explanation. Sales equals to 4 lakh upon collection at 20%. Cost of goods sold. Uh, if we take 20% of sales, then answer would be 80,000. Operating expense and depreciation is also given, which is 96,000. Interest expense would be 40,000, and income before tax would be 184,000. Okay, so tax at 40% on the 184 would be no. Income before tax we have to subtract 73,600. So net profit would be 1,10,400. Okay, so yeah, study of microeconomics involves both 1 and 2. The market price of share is 432 and the PE ratio is 18. The dividend payout ratio is 60. Calculate the dividend per share of the company. This is very simple. If you have this formula, earning per share, you can get EPS. EPS is 24. Dividend payout ratio formula is this. From that, you can dividend per share. Question for you. Allow the issuer to redeem the bonds prior to the original maturity dates is known as callable bonds. Per capita income of a country is calculated as net national income upon total population. Interest of commodity linked debentures is based on the return of the underlying commodity assets. Which of these is or are unsystematic risk? All of the above. Which of these corporate actions are only book entries and they do not have any economic impact on the shareholders? All of the above. A company has declared 60% dividend. The face value of the share is 5 and the dividend payout ratio is 50%. The current market price of the share is 180. Calculate the earning yield. This is the very simple formula. From that, if we have dividend payout ratio formula, from that we can get the EPS. EPS is 6. If we have earning per yield formula, we can get earning yield, which is 3.3. Okay, so yeah, we have completed mock test number 4. So yeah, if you have any queries regarding this, feel free to contact me whenever I get time. I will reply. Okay, so yeah, all the best and see you soon for the next test series. Okay, bye. So yeah, hello guys, I am Dal Visaria. I'm developer by profession and MP registered mutual fund distributor. So yeah, we are going to start mock test number 5 from the NISM Series 15. So एक बार पहले ही बोल दे रहा हूँ, आप कुछ करो या ना करो, ये टेस्ट सीरीज देख के जाना. 80% of the MCQs are coming from this series and you can pass in one go. Okay, so yeah, we start the MCQ series. Okay, what is the reason that even though the price of a product shoots up, still there is no fall in the demand? The customer is very brand loyal. The customer are addicted to the product. Pricing power of the business. All of the above. Answer is all of the above. Okay. A research analyst gives his views and recommendation on a company based on all of the above. The debt to equity ratio of a company is 2 is to 1. The total size of a balance sheet is 51 lakh. Calculate the debt of the company. So if you check the explanation part, which is very simple, uh, there is both the explanation. You can use any one of them. Equity to debt to ratio means 2 is to 1. It means debt is two times of equity. Total liabilities total equals to total asset equals to total size of balance sheet is 51. Total liabilities equals to debt plus equity. For it means x equals to 51 lakh upon 3. It means that it 2x 17 lakh and 34 into 2 equals to 34. 2 is to 1 means you can simply calculate, make a 3 part. So जस्ट बी क्लियर, इसको 3 पार्ट में डिवाइड कर दो, इसके 3 पार्ट हो जाएंगे, 2 पार्ट डेट के हैं, 1 पार्ट इक्विटी का है, खत्म बात। डेट पूछा है तो 2 पार्ट दे दो, इक्विटी पूछा है तो 1 पार्ट दे दो, सिंपल लॉजिक, ठीक है। क्विक रेशियो फॉर बिजनेस इज 3, द करंट असेट आर ऑफ 75,000 and it includes inventory of rupees 15,000. Current ratio of the business. This is the formula you have to mug up. Okay, the answer is 3.75. Dash is responsible for managing the fiscal policy of India central government. Identify the true statement with respect of board composition and the corporate governance. If a company wants a good corporate governance, then it should ensure that majority of the board comprise of independent directors. Calculate the book value per share of a business whose net worth is 5 lakh, PE is 8, EPS is 4, and market capitalization is 10 lakh. So answer is 16. Explanation is very simple. If you have this formula, you can get a market price per share equals to 32. If you know this formula, you can get how many number of share. If you get both, you can using this formula you can get the book value, and the book value is 16. When someone is doing the valuation of the business, he or she will be required to forecast that the cash flow of the expected in the future. This can be done by all of the above. As per SEBI 2014, a research analyst who is individual or are in the partnership firm will have the net tangible assets of not less than 1 lakh. The price of a product can be a key differentiating factor when the product provided by various suppliers are homogeneous in nature. Which analysis is not concerned about whether a stock is trading at its fair price with respect to its intrinsic value or not. Technical analysis. Identify which of this information is included in the fundamental research report. Comparison analysis of the financial performance of a company. Dash is considered as an economic factor in Pestel analysis. All of the above. You can check the Pestel analysis once, okay, from the workbook, official workbook. Okay, as analyst is studying the financial aspect of a industry. This comes under which category of the structure, conduct, performance? This is analysis, SCP analysis. Okay. So this sentence is financial aspect is come from performance. EPS of Mrs. PQR Limited is 7. Book value is 35. Paid up capital is 14 lakh. Calculate the ROE. So ROE would be 7 by 35 into 100 is 20%. A business once it's reached its mature state may decline, is cancer may decline or die, or it can reinvest itself and revive the business. Identify the true statement with respect to credit rating. Credit rating is relevant to the equity shareholders as a company can provide returns to equity investors only if the leaders are served first. When the free cash flows to the firms are disconnected by the appropriate discount rate, we arrived at the desk of the firm. Enterprise value. Identify the important ingredient which is required for taking investment decision. Accurate, timely, and relevant information. Amaze Industry Limited is a listed company and has a market cap of rupees 22 crore. The market index has a PE ratio of 20x and the PB ratio of 3x. Which under which of the following circumstances it will be put under the graded surveillance system? PB ratio is 3x. This one. Identify the true statement with respect to holding period return of securities. Holding period return is a not very effective measure of return as it does not annualize the return over the holding period of securities. Which of this can be described as the pricing power of a company? When the company can increase the prices of its product without affecting the demand, dash result in the reduction in physical deficits. None of the above. Which department of the Ministry of Finance is also involved with the matters such as financial assistance to the stage of borrowing by states? Identify the correct statement with respect to surcharge levied along with income tax. Surcharge is an additional levy and it's not shared with the state government. So yeah, we have covered fifth mock test. If you have any queries regarding this, feel to contact me. Here are the all the links: Telegram, LinkedIn, YouTube, GitHub, and Medium. You can join it. Okay. So yeah, bye. All the best for the exam and follow the next mock test. Okay. So yeah, I am Dhaval Visaria, a developer and a MP registered mutual fund distributor. So yeah, we are covering NISM Series 15 mock test 6. So yeah, let's get started. If you have any queries regarding mutual funds, financial assets like mutual funds, PMS, AIF, SIF, bonds, then feel to contact me. I am uh, I'm eagerly helping, eagerly waiting to help you. Okay. So yeah. A fundamental research analyst will be base his recommendation on what basis? The recommendation will be based on the assessment of fair value of the company shares. Which term is used to describe the barrier that separates insider areas from public area in the company? Chinese wall. Under Regulation 17 of the Code of Conduct, the research analyst which supervision plan is appropriate. Analysts shall not be subject to supervision or control by anyone from the merchant banking division. An investor buy 500 shares with a face value of 5 per share at a total cost of 50,000 and the company announced 200% dividend. What is the dividend yield on the investment? 10%. Step 1, 2 and 3. First, unit dividend per share, then total dividend received and the dividend yield. It is 10% using this formula. Okay. In which of the following aspect does fundamental analysis of commodities differs from the equity shares? By studying the supply and demand dynamics of the commodities. An analyst has recommended a stock as a buy. In which of the following situation would an analyst be allowed to sell the stock? In the event of an unanticipated change in the personal financial position with prior written approval from the supervisor. Leverage ratio is a part of dash parameter of a business cycle. Quantitative. Which of the following regarding the RSI is most likely to be true? When the stock makes a new low and the RSI doesn't, it is called bullish diversion. Unhealthy practice in the security markets include which of the following: insider trading, capabilities, callabilities featured in bond is it is the most prevalent when the interest rates are expect to fall. ये कॉल कर लेते जब भी इंटरेस्ट रेट गिरने वाले होते हैं ना तब ठीक है. As per security contracts and the regulation act, the term securities includes which of the following? All of the above. Two major influence of the economic policies is an economy are government and central bank. A bond is issued at the face value of 100 and a coupon of 10% per annum. The interest rate in the market have increased subsequently. The bond is likely to quote at a price below face value. Earning to price to earning ratio of a business is 10. Price to book value ratio of the business is 5. Book value per share is rupees 15 and the outstanding number of shares are 10,000. What would be the return on equity of the business? 50%. Companies Act require that the company which want to raise further capital through an issuer of share must first offer them to the existing shareholder and such an offer of share is known as right issue. The dash of commodities is largely dependent on the supply and demand dynamics of the particular commodity. Fundamental analysis. Which of the following terms are found in an income statement? Changes in inventory of finished goods and work in progress. For analyst, which is the authentic source to check fact on a company annual reports? What is the role of research analyst? RS help their client to take informed decisions. Or domestic currency against the US dollar can make imports more expensive if the scenario of rising global prices picking off. Which of the following statements about limitation of quantitative approach to fundamental analysis is correct? Changes in accounting standard, business structures, and regulation limit the effectiveness of quantitative analysis in the future. In technical analysis, impact of the day-to-day fluctuation in prices is smoothed by which of the following factors? Using moving averages, the default MACD lines will most likely to be difference between the 12 period EMA and the 26 period EMA. Which authority has set up with the primary responsibility of promoting old age income security by establishing, developing, and regulating pension fund. Pension fund regulatory department authority. What is the earning yield if the price of a stock is 195 EPS 30? So it would be 6.67 earning per yield. You can check it. Okay. So yeah, we have completed total 6 mock tests. If you have any queries regarding this, free will to contact me and let do comment down. Okay. So yeah, bye. Have a nice day. All the best, guys. So yeah, hi guys, I'm Dhaval Visaria, a developer by profession and a MP registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual fund, PMS, AIF, bonds, and any financial instrument, then free feel to contact me. Here we are covering NISM Series 15 mock test number 7. So yeah, let's get started. अपन एक बार बोल दे रहा हूँ, कुछ आए या ना आए, मगअप कर लो या मेमोराइज कर लो, एक बार ये सीरीज देख लो, आपको 80% से ज्यादा मार्क्स आ जाएंगे आ जाएंगे आ जाएंगे। ठीक है, लेट्स स्टार्ट मॉक टेस्ट नंबर 7. As per the data collected by a research analyst, the indicators are showing that the price of equity shares could go down. However, the research analyst has a very strong intuition that the share price could go up. What should the analyst recommend to the client? The analyst should recommend a sell rating on that equity share, as this is what the data and indicators are pointing to. Identify the correct statement with respect to quantitative analysis. Quantitative analysis is useful for both traders and investors. For dash industries, it is more suitable to use EV by EBITDA or EV by EBIT as a valuation metric. Capital intensive. What is the objective of good management succession plan? It is to ensure that there is a continuity in management. Calculate the outstanding number of the shares of a company for a given date and net profit is 5 lakh. Return on equity is 25%, book value per share is 100. Correct answer is 20,000. Return on equity, from this formula you get value of equity is 20 lakh. From this formula you get number of shares. How many shares are there? Okay. A situation of dash is most likely to result in the high bargaining power for buyers. A large production capacity but limited number of buyers. What is the depository receipt known as, which is issued in India and listed on the Indian Stock Exchange with foreign stock as underlying shares? Indian depository receipts. Related party transaction have to disclose by the company because the shareholders should know if such related party transactions are enriched. Some promoters or shareholders at the cost of other stakeholders. Which element provides important inputs on the underlying strength of the trend in technical analysis? Volume of trading. Which instruments are issued by the SEBI registered foreign institutional investor to overseas investor who want to invest in Indian stock market but without registering with SEBI P notes? A share is currently trading at 40.5 with PE ratio 13.5. The company has a policy of 70% with dividend payout ratio. Calculate the dividend per share. It's 2.1. From PE ratio, we get EPS equals to 3. From dividend payout ratio formula, we get dividend per share is 2.10. Which of these can be considered as strength in SWOT analysis? Strong financial position of the company. All else held constant, a stock with a relative low P is considered as dash stock. Undervalue chip. Identify the action which SEBI is not empowered to take to appoint directors of financial intelligence unit. Which institution has to be approached for a scheme of arrangement? National Company Law Tribunal. Which of these investment most probably has the highest uncertainty in terms of return? Venture capital fund. Editing a research report includes the following excepts. Validation of conclusion. The competitive technology for digital camera is smartphone. Dash risk are factored in beta calculation is market risk. The debt to equity ratio of an organization is 2 is to 1. The debt on the balance sheet is 8 lakh and the return on equity is 25. Calculate the net profit of the company. Using this, we can know equity is half of debt. So it means net profits equals to equity into ROE. 4 lakh into 25% equals to 1 lakh. Securities Contract Regulation Act 1956 covers which of the following issues? All of the above. You can check the above list. Okay. A quick sense of quantity of a business can be judged from historical financials. Investments is dash is considered quite risky. VC fund, venture capital fund. Research analyst, while meeting the management of the company, can seek information which of the still confident and not in public domain. False. The general state of an economy is determined by all of the above. So yeah, we have completed mock test number 7. So if you have any queries regarding this, feel free to contact me and comment down below how was the test series. Okay, bye. Thank you. So hello guys, I am Dawal Visaria, developer by profession and MF registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual funds, PMS, AIF, bonds, anything related to this, you can contact me. And yeah, we are covering NISM Series 15, mock test number 8. So yeah, let's get started. Good corporate governance does not involve the aspect of honesty and transparency in the operation of the business. It's false. Dash is responsible for the regulating the functioning of the corporate sector as per law. Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Current accounting saving account. Deposit is to the important factor by analyzing the examined banks. It's true. The main function of Reserve Bank of India are all of the above. Dash has mandate that listed companies shall declare dividends in rupees terms on per share basis. SEBI. Identify the correct statement with respect to the face value of a share. A company can have a various face value of its shares. Yes. Uh, which what is the risk called when a company which has issue bonds goes insolvent when it's unable to make the payment of principal and the interest? Credit risk. Reason of the market mispricing and the likelihood of correction. Which type of parameters of business analysis? Valuation parameters. Corporate action such as this affects the company share price in various ways. All of the above. Which of the following statement is wrong with respect to debentures? Debentures cannot be secured. Which of the below option is or are considered as price sensitive information? All of the above. Dash analyst is not considered whether the stock is trading at fair price with respect to its intrinsic value. It's technical. Price to earning ratio of a business is 8. Price to book value ratio of the business is 4. Book value per share is 10 and outstanding shares are 10,000. Calculate net profit of the business. Stock price equals to 40. EPS is 5 and net profit would be 50,000. Correct answer is 50,000. The disclosure of the actual and the potential conflict of interest should be stated dash in the research report by the analysis. All of the above. Which of the following is not true about investing? All type of investments will result in capital appreciation over a long period of time. Which legal institution manage the scheme of arrangement between the company, its creditor, etc.? A national company law tribunal. Identify the statement which truly reflects the provision of Regulation 16 and Code of Conduct for research analyst. A research analyst shall not trade in the stocks that he has reviewed in the manner contrary to his recommendations. Identify which of these are competing technology for digital cameras or smartphone. There is no credit risk in the investment in government bonds. Identify the industry which is most likely to its pioneering stage. Blockchain technology. FMCG is an example of seasonal business in the context of SCP analysis. It's false. This is potentially obligated to sell an asset of the predetermined price. Call writer. The EBIT of a business is 50% with the EBIT level of 6 lakh. The net profit margin of the company is 25%. Number of share outstandings are 50,000. The retention ratio is 50. Calculate the dividend per share. It would be 3. From sales, we get uh, 12 lakh. Net profit would be 3 lakh. EPS would be 6. Retention ratio is 50%. So dividend payout is also 50. Dividend per share is 50% of 6 would be answer 3. And when a foreign investor invests in the existing financial instrument of a country, this is known as foreign portfolio investment. Identify from the following which approach to determine the bonus for research analyst is prohibited under Regulation 17 of Code of Conduct for Research Analyst. Calculation of bonus based on the brokerage generated by dealing in the companies the research analyst cover. So yeah, we have covered the mock test number 8. If you have any queries regarding this, free will to ask me in the comment section or you can DM me also. If you like the video, you can also comment down below. So yeah, all the best and have a nice day and stay tuned for the next mock test. Okay, bye. So yeah, I'm Gaul Visaria, a developer by profession and a mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual fund, PMS, AIF, SIF, stocks and all, then feel free to contact me. So yeah, we are covering in ISM Series 15 mock test number 9. So yeah, let's get started. अभी आपको बता दे रहा हूँ एक बार प्लीज 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 ये सारे एमसीक्यू देख के जाना बिफोर एग्जाम you get easily 80 plus marks in the exam. Okay, so yeah, alternate investment funds AIF are regulated by SEBI. Identify the true statement with respect to reserve book building process. When a promoter sets the price but the stakeholders can put a higher price for offering their shares, it's known as reserve book building process. Identify the correct statement with respect to insider trading. A company insider may sell shares for a variety of reasons, and analysts should try and understand the reason for these sales. In which of these circumstances can an analyst be considered underpriced? When the price of the asset is below its fair value. There are two companies with PE 40 and 13, but they have different growth potential of 30% and 8% for the next few years. Which of the following is cheaper on the basis of PEG ratio? There is PEG ratio formula. From that you can get both the numbers. So 40 by 30 equals to 1.33, and for second company 13 by 8 is 1.62. So the company with PE ratio of 40 is cheaper. Okay. ABC Limited had a revenue of 580 lakhs and the expense were 320 lakhs. These include financial cost of 18 lakhs and depreciation of 63 lakhs. We have to calculate EBITDA. So EBITDA means earning before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. So we have to subtract 320 from 580. So answer would be 260. To get EBITDA, we have to add depreciation and finance cost. So add 63 plus 18. For that, from that we can get answer 341 lakhs. The order in which a company will pay off its obligation on liquidation is debenture holders, preference shareholders, and common shareholders. Which of the following intermediary is supposed to frame a code of internal conduct? All of the above. A company paid a dividend of 25% on face value of 5. The market price of its share is 70%. Dividend payout ratio is 80%. Calculate the earning yield. So company paid a dividend of 25% on 5 face value. So the dividend is 1.25. So dividend payout ratio we can get EPS. So EPS would be 1.56. From earning yield formula we can get answer 2.23. Okay. You can also check the explanation part. It is very easy. When does the consumer price index indicates? CPI is a basket of products based on general consumption in the economy and the compute its price based on retail prices. Why do government central banks sometimes intentionally slow down the economy? Because the inflation is very high. Corporate governance takes into the account which aspects of management integrity. The paid up capital of the company is 25 lakh with face value of 5 per share, PE ratio 12, EPS 7. Calculate EV of the company with zero debt and 33 lakh cash equivalent को हमेशा माइनस करना होता है. So number of shares would be 5 lakh, market price would be 84, market cap would be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 4 crore 20 lakhs. So it means enterprise value formula would be market cap plus debt minus cash. So answer comes 38750. It means 3 crore 87 lakhs. Okay. A sell side analysis generally work for money managers like mutual funds, hedge funds, portfolio managers which purchase and sell securities for their own investment account on the behalf of their clients. False. Mr. Asutosh is a research analyst and he finds that one of the family member own a stock of the company which he covering. What action should Mr. Asutosh take? He can give a rating on the stock based on his genuine and objective assessment, and he should also disclose his personal and family holdings in the research report. The income method of measuring national income measures the national income of an aggregated flow of goods and services in the economy from the different sectors, agriculture, industry, and services, whether true or false. Identify the act regulation which empowers SEBI to direct any intermediary or a person associated with the securities market not to disclose of any assets which is a part of an investigation. Answer would be SEBI Regulation 2003. Dash regulates the registered values in India. IBBI. Okay. Dash measures the ability of the company to satisfy its short-term obligation current ratio. When does a company usually declare its final dividend, if any, at the end of financial year? Mrs. Swati is a research analyst and has assessed the fair value of listed stock at rupees 570. The current market price of the stock is 475. Identify the appropriate way in which he can be expressed in a research report. We assign a overweight rating on the stock with the target of 570. If the price of a stock breaks its resistance level, it is most likely to rise till the next resistance level is reached. SEBI has given guidelines for the research analyst with the main intention of building confidence among the investors. What does the wholesale price index indicates? WPI is a basket of products based on general consumption in the economy and computes is price based on wholesale price. The desk section of a research report will contain the analysis of a competition landscape, industry analysis. So yeah, we have covered total mock test 9. If you have any queries regarding this, feel free to ask me or you can also comment on the given below. So yeah, stay tuned for the next mock test. For that, bye and have a nice day and all the best guys. Okay. So yeah, hello guys, I am Dhawal Visarya, a developer by profession and a MV registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual fund, PMS, AIF, any financial instruments, free feel to contact me. Okay. So yeah, we are resuming our mock test number 10. Okay. So let's get started. पहले ही बता दे रहा हूँ एक बार प्लीज ये सारे 600 एमसीक्यूज देख के जाना इसमें से 80% ऑफ द एमसीक्यूज आर कमिंग इन एग्जाम ओनली 110%. ओके so calculate the sales of a business with the following data. Outstanding shares 50,000, EPS 4, EBIT is 40% of EBIT is 200 of net profit. So correct answer is 10 lakh. You can check the explanation. It is very easy. Just using formula you can get the answer. Okay. When a central bank of a country follows contradictory monetary policy, the results can be a decrease in the flow of credit of borrowers. Identify the bonds which can be converted into equities, convertible bonds. Capital market in India regulated by SEBI. Dash will be considered as a threat for oil and gas industry in SWOT analysis. Both of the above you can check. Unpredictability and increased promotion and adoption of renewable energy. In research report, which section is not considered a view-based analysis, all of the above. Which method of national income accounting explains the allocation of national income across various participants in the economy? Income method. Which of the following does per capita income primarily represent the standard of living of people in a country? Under the SCP framework, the analysis of an industry financial aspects fall under which category? Performance. Which of the following factor is most likely to lead to a higher share of premium products compared to a regular products? Only an increase in income levels. A speculation is a dash call made with a leverage funds, unlike investment, which is a disciplined activity for creating wealth, short term and long term. Which of the following is not a tenant of the Dow Jones? The market has four trends. How is price to earning ratio calculated? Current price of a stocks upon earning per share. Which of the following factors affect a global distribution disruption, thereby affecting the global commodities market equilibrium? All of the given option dash bias can prevent investor from benefiting from the market condition anchoring, which is the central bank in India with the responsibility of administering the monetary policy, Reserve Bank of India, where the entire face value of the debenture is converted into equity share. It is known as fully convertible debentures. Which of the following is considered as an economic factor in crystal analysis? All of the above. Changing the structure of share capital of a company by increasing the per value of its share in a defined ratio and correspondingly reducing the number of shares is known as share consolidation, the piercing pattern is most likely to have which of the following features? A two candlestick pattern that occurs near the bottom at a congestion area. Which of the following measure the ability to the compare to satisfy its short-term obligation current ratio? To adjust the company, a good analyst must track and review which of the following periodically. Disclose commitment and deliverables 1, 2, and 3 all. If interest rate in the economy rises, price of the bond would fall. Dash is the purpose of having written internal policies and control by a research analyst, preventing the use of research report to manipulate the security markets. When companies give new shares to their existing shareholders without any consideration, it is known as a stock dividend. So yeah, we have completed mock test number 10. So yeah, we will catch you later. Okay. If you have any queries regarding this, please will contact me and comment below if you like it. Okay. So yeah, bye. Have a nice day. So hello guys, I'm Dhol Visaria, developer by profession and MFI registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding financial literacy like mutual fund PMS, AIF, or if you want to build portfolio of mutual fund PMS, AIF, bonds, FDs and all, then prefer to contact me. So yeah, we are covering NISM Series 15 and we have completed almost 10 mock tests. Here is mock test number 11. So yeah, पहले ही बता दे रहा हूँ, प्लीज 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 एग्जाम से पहले एक बार ये देख के जाना. पूरे 600 MCQs, 80% of the MCQs are coming from this test series. Okay, so yeah, let's start. 11. Identify the statement which is most accurate. So answer is D. Equity analysts have to pay attention on analyzing broader economy and also the industry as they affect the performance of the company's analyst. The EV by EBITDA of a company is 4. Company has reported EBITDA of rupees 180 crore. What is the value of equity if the net debt of the company is 310 crore? So using all the formula, we can get the answer 410 crore. So EV by EBITDA equals to 4, then EBITDA would be 180 crore. EV equals to 180 into 4, 720 crores. Using this formula, we can easily get EV. Using enterprise formula, we can get value of equity. Okay. As per the BCG matrix, dash is the segment of the market in which business is growing very strongly and the company has a large market share. Star. The unique parameter of evolution of the business in hotel sector is dash and for the retail sector is dash. Average room tariff and footfall and same store sales. ऐसा और एक होता है, क्या होता है वो, टेलीकॉम इंडस्ट्री में. तो इसमें अपन क्या देखते हैं, रेवेन्यू पर यूजर. सबके अलग अलग बिजनेस में अलग अलग मॉडल्स होते हैं. ठीक है. जॉब ऑफ रिसर्च एनालिस्ट इन्वॉल्व्स all of the above. Dash is not an objective of a research report to provide brief company analysis. Identify the benefits of the foreign direct investments, a new managerial skills, B. Job creation, C. Accessibility to a traditional technology. Answer is C, both A and B. Identify which of these is permitted under the research analyst code of conduct. The employees in the sales team can give feedback to the research team on the research report. Identify the factor likely to have most influence in the movement of commodity prices in the near term. Inventory cycle. A company which of dash will be ranked higher on ESG parameter. Over 50% of the directors has independent directors. In a particular industry, the four major companies have a total revenue of 2100 crore and they control 70% of the market. The balance 30 is in the hands of unorganized sector. With all its data, find out the approximate market size of the industry. It would be 3000 crore. The EBITDA percent of a business is 60% and the net profit is 25% of EBITDA. The earning per share is 4 and the company has 30,000 outstanding shares. Calculate the sales of the business. Answer is 8,000. Using this formula, we can get net profit, after that EBITDA and then sales. Okay. The risk-free rate is 6 and the market risk premium is 8%. The beta is zero point 0.7 from the data calculated cost of equity. Using this formula, cost of equity equals to risk-free rate plus beta into market risk premium. Answer would be 11.6%. You have to look up this formula. Okay. As per the Security and the Exchange Board of India, Regulation 2015 deemed to be the connected person includes all of the above. As per the SEBI standard of corporate governance, independent directors should constitute at least 75% of the board. If the chairman is an executive director, state whether true or false. It's false. In dash bias, investors look for evidence for some other investor buying specific securities. Herd mentality. If an auditor is unable to verify any part of the company financial due to the lack of data, the auditor can provide a report with a disclaimer. In which method is the national income measure as the aggregated income of an individual in the economy? Income method dash give a review of the company source and uses a cash over the year cash flow statement. Identify the factor which contributes to economic recovery from the recession, both low interest rates and low inflation. Which of the following below action is not included in the power of Securities and Exchange Board of India? To appoint the directors of Financial Intelligence Unit. Dash is the right ratio which measures the effectiveness of the management in generating returns to common shareholders with its available assets. Return on equity, which are the important factors for a research analyst while examining the quality of independent directors. All of the above. In a company, the total assets are 5,30,000 and the total liabilities are 4,10,000. Calculate asset to equity ratio is 4.41. The current liabilities of a business are 60,000 and the inventory is 27,000. Current ratio is 2.5. Quick ratio. Quick ratio is the formula. Using this formula, you can get 2.05. So yeah, we have completed mock test number 11. If you have any queries regarding this, feel free to contact me and do comment down below. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. So hello guys, I am Dal Visaria, a developer by profession and a MP registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual fund, PMS, AIF, SIF, bonds, FDs, anything like that, feel free to contact me. So yeah, now as of now we are coding NISM Series 15. So we have reached to mock test number 12. मैं आपको पहले ही बता दे रहा हूँ कुछ आए या ना आए ये मगब कर लेना 80% of the questions are coming from this test series only. Okay, so yeah, let's start it. The role of a research analyst is to both 1 and 2 बहुत easy एक बार सिर्फ देख के जाओ. Dash will suspend the price value through from the wind of the customer. All of the above. Brand loyalty, good service, good quality of products. Usually manage the valuation of the business assets, etc. Done. All of the above. In a company that the total assets are 70,000 and the total liabilities are 50,000, calculate asset to equity ratio. It would be 70,000 by 20,000. It would be 3.5. Calculate the enterprise value of a company with the following data. Number of share would be 1 lakh, EPS 5, PE 14, debt 7 lakh, and cash equivalent 7 lakh. Okay. So from this we get market price equals to 70. From market price we can also get market cap. Market cap would be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 70 CR. From that we can also get enterprise value. So yeah, it would be 70 lakhs. Which of these excluded from the unfair trade practice is publicly known information? H is not considered as a political factor. Communal tension and violence, bureaucracy, minimal corruption, and balance of payment position. Companies considered consolidating their shares if price of their shares in the secondary market seem to be very low. As per the BCG matrix, which of these is a question mark that succeed? Bajaj Pulsar. Miss Mega purchase of a MF units at NAV 11. After 400 days, she redeemed NAV rupees 12.50. What is her compounded annual rate of return? Using CAGR formula, you can get the answer. Answer would be 12.36%. Which of these factors are useful for making companies strong and successful? All of the above. Which of the below option is not a component of the current account of a country? Loans. Book value per share of a company is calculated as net worth of the company divided by number of outstanding shares. Which of the following options do investors look for in the investment? All of the above. The process of dash can involve exchanging debt for equity, extension in terms of payment, reduction of non-traditional debt, and reduction of interest rate. Loan restructuring. Which of these sections form part of a company research report? All of the above. Expected rate of return at the time of valuation of a security known as discount rate. What is the advantage of the checklist approach to investing? All of the above. Dash is not a valuation parameter for business analysis. The demand and supply of the company shares in the stock market. Which factor or factors contribute to economic recovery from the necessary conditions, both low interest rates and low inflation? Which of these items is included in the income statement? Depreciation and amortization. The Department of Debt administrates government's policy relating to public sector banks, life and general insurance and pension reforms. The Department of Financial Services. What is the relationship between interest rates and bond price? They move in opposite direction. The views which are expressed in a research report should be consistent with the views of the individual research analyst publishing the report. Which condition is most likely to help a government in following expansionary physical policy and low physical debt? So yeah, we have completed mock test number 12. If you have any queries regarding that, feel free to contact me and do comment below. Okay. So yeah, bye. Have a nice day, guys. So hello guys, I am Dol Visaria, a developer by profession and a mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual funds, PMS, AIF, bonds, FDs and all, then feel free to contact me. So yeah, we are going in NISM Series 15, mock test number 13. So yeah, आप कुछ करो या ना करो, ये 600 MCQs एक बार देख के जाना. 80% of the MCQs are coming from this sheets only. Okay. Generally, during the expansion of economy, the unemployment rate is false. One can see low consumer confidence during recession. Which of this information would constitute as an insider information? The managing director mentioning about an acquisition proposal not yet disclosed to the public. A research analyst has assessed the fair value of a share ABC Limited to be quite low than its current market price. What would be the appropriate way to express this in a research report? All of the above. A company has 1.5 lakh outstanding shares. Its EPS is 8 and book value per share is 40. What is the return on equity? This is a short formula. If you know this, then answer would be come directly. It's 20%. Identify the approach which can be used to arrive at the fair value of an asset by comparing it with the smaller asset in the market. Which of the following best defines the Consumer Price Index (CPI)? It is a basket of commodity used goods and service price using retail rates in the economy. The terminal value can be found using dash when cash flow are expected to grow steadily forever after the high growth phase end. A perpetuity, a perpetuity growth method. Which of the following act has an entry barrier for a new business trying to enter a market? All of the above. Which of the following types of entries are required to follow SEBI regulation? Only listed companies. Described employee stock option plan. ESOPs are instruments given by a company to its employees which gives them as option to buy the share of a company at predetermined price after period of time. Dash can have a negative impact on the banking industry, increasing interest rate. EPS, calculate the EPS. Sell 2 lakh, COGS 20, operating expense 75,000, interest would be 20,000, tax is 30%, shares outstanding shares would be 5,000. So what is the EPS? If sales is 2 lakh, then COGS would be 40,000, operating is 75, interest 20, pre-tax income 65,000, tax would be 30% of 65k would be 19,500. What would be the net profit? 45,500. Then EPS would be 45. EPS yani earning per share. How many shares we have? We have 5,000 shares. So divide them to earning. Then answer would be 9.10. Which of this is a formula to calculate earning yield? Earning per share divided by current stock price. Identify the true statement with respect to communication by a research analyst to the client. A research analyst shall not engage in any communication with a client in the presence of personnel from investment banking division about an ongoing investment banking service transaction. Dash trend is temporary but unpredictable. Cyclic. Dash are cyclical business, both of the above. Stock price 50, debt 500 million, cash 500 million, shares 70 million. EV by EBITDA, if EBITDA is 500 million, answer would be 7.8x. Using this formula, you can get the answer. We have to get a ratio. What is EV by EBITDA? Then how many times? 7.8 times. All the other things remain same. If a stock has a high E ratio as compared to its peer group companies, it is considered as expensive. Identify the statement which is correct about investors. A focus on investor is on the potential of increase in the asset value over a long period. When an investor takes a loan against securities known as pledge of shares, equity of rupees 5 lakh, ROE is 25, net profit margin 20, calculate the sales 6 lakhs 25,000. Using net profit will be 25% of 5 lakh. Is answer would be 125. Uh, Profit margin अपन को sales find करना है तो using profit margin formula we can also get sales, then sales equals to 6 lakhs 25,000. Which of this can be termed as capitalization of reserves? Insurance of bonus shares. What is the role of sell side analyst? They are employed by the firms which provide advisory service, broking service, investment banking service, etc. What does investing on the basis of margin of safety mean? Investing in security which are underpriced by market. So we have completed the test series number 13. So yeah, if you have any queries regarding this, feel free to contact me and comment down below. Okay, all the best, guys. Thank you. So yeah, I am Dal Visaria, developer by profession and MFI registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual fund, PMS, AIF, SIF, FDs, bonds, then feel free to contact me. So yeah, we are covering NISM Series 15, mock test number 14. So yeah, we are going to start that. Okay. Please, 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 this is personal advice. Before going to exam, please refer all the 600 MCQs without fail, okay? Because 80% of the MCQs are coming from this test series only. Okay. Identify the correct statement with respect to GST collected by a vendor. A GST vendor can claim credit of GST paid on the input goods and they will have to remit the balance to the account of government. Which trends are often driven by distribution caused by exchange in technology, culture, demography, etc. Or circular trends. Cost of equity is 13 and the cost of debt is 10. The weight of the debt is 60. Just a minute. Debt is 60%. Calculate the weighted average cost of the capital during the data. Using these formula, we can get the answer 11.2. Which cycle should a research analyst study to forecast the mean near-term demand and price of the input output of a business inventory cycle? Identify the correct statement with respect to high industry rivalries or similar products being offered with a little differentiation. B. Switching cost is a very high. Many company exist in the system. Answer would be A and C only. Who is potentially obligated to sell an assets at a predetermined price? Call writer. An investor own 2000 shares, face value of 2, which a stock consolidation in the ratio of 10 is to 1. What is the new count and face value? 210, 220, sorry. Which of the following arrangements is generally considered most desirable regarding the roles of CEO and chairman? The chairman and CEO roles should be held by different individuals, that is, chairman should not also be the CEO. Given that a share is currently priced at rupees 500 and latest EPS stands at rupees 15, which represents the earning yield 3%. Physical policy is administered by which of the following authorities? Central government. Which combination of charting tools provides complete information about key price movement within a trading day? Candlestick chart and bar chart. Which of the following types of shares are allocated to existing shareholders without any monetary consideration? Share issue as part of a bonus issue. Okay. Which of the following statements correctly explains the objective of an indexing investment strategy? The objective of an indexing strategy is to replace the return of a market index. From a technical analysis perspective, how is the stock price expected to behave after crossing its resistance level? The price is likely to continue rising until it encounters the next resistance. The strength of a trend in technical analysis is best indicated using which of the following? The volume of the trading. The candlestick pattern in the hanging man is unlikely to have which of the following features? It is a bullish reversal candlestick pattern that occurs after a down move. The dash refers to the difference between Value and price is when the securities are bought at a price significantly below the intrinsic value margin of safety. The bylaw of the stock exchange are same across exchanges and need to be approved by SEBI. False. Corporate governance considered which aspect of management integrity. For doing the SWOT analysis of a company, which of the following could be the first approach? Identifying strengths and weaknesses. Calculate the enterprise value market cap 10 lakhs, total debt 3 lakhs, cash 4 lakhs. Answer would be 9. Using this formula, we can easily get the answer. Which section in the cash flow statements provide information about borrowed fund during the preceding year? Cash flow from financial activities. Which of the following aspect related to industry structure is SCP? All of the above. The physical deficits is breached by the government through market borrowings, both short term and long term. True. Which of the following is not a valuation metric for business cycle? Demand and supply of securities in the market. So yeah, we have completed test series number 14. If you have any queries regarding this, free will to contact me, and all the links are given in the description. If you have any doubts, you can also comment down below. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day and all the best, guys. Bye. So hello guys, I am Dol Visaria, developer by profession and MP registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual fund, SIF, PMF, bonds, FDs, anything regarding financial assets, then free to contact me. Personal advice. Practice and understand these 25 questions. If you can't understand or the logic, just mug up it and memorize it because this is very important MCQs. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. In India, excise duty is levied on alcoholic beverages. Tax is likely to be included in other comprehensive income. Gain losses arises on account of transaction of financial statements of foreign operations. Identify the factor which will have a positive influence on the sale of sports equipments in a country. Young population. The total assets of a company are 1 lakh and the total liabilities are 74,000. Calculate the equity to asset ratios 0.26. It's very simple. Using this simple formula, we can get. Okay. A dash is potentially obligated to sell an assets at predetermined price call writer. Silverstone company has a very good financial position. However, due to the weak economic condition, it has experienced a fall in profit. Considering the scenario, which statement is true? As the profit has fallen due to external factor, it does not indicate and major weakness as per SWOT analysis. In which way over the counter market transactions settled? OTC transactions are settled directly between the parties. How are corporate actions required? All of the above. Physical deficits of a country can be reduced by all ABC. Mrs. Core Industries has a debt of rupees 3500 crore, 8% per annum. Calculate the interest coverage ratio. EBIT is 320 crore. This is very simple. Using this simple formula, we can get answer 1.14. Dash has to be used as a discount rate for calculating the free cash flow to form weighted average cost to capital. What is passive investing? Passive investing means investing in broad set of securities that represent an asset class. The company has declared 20% dividend, face value 5, dividend ratio 50%, price is 100, calculate earning yield. Answer would be 2%. Using that, we get dividend of rupees 1, dividend payout ratio. Using dividend payout ratio formula, we can also get EPS. So EPS will be 2. And using earning yield formula, we can get earning yield 2%. Which of these industry is most likely to be negatively affected by a recession in the economy? Airlines net profit 300 CR. Shares would be 47260223. Price would be 718. What is PE ratio? Using EPS formula, we can get EPS 63. Using PE formula, we can get 11.31 answer. The work of a research analyst can be hampered by all of the above. An auditor will give a dash if they convinced that whole or a part of financial statements do not reflect true and a fair value. Qualified report. Which of these risks should be discussed in a good research report? All of the above. As per research analyst, the fair value of a share is significantly lower than its current price. All of the above. In dash, the issuer has the right to call the bonds back, callable bonds. face value of 5, dividend 20%, payout 60, price 90, calculate earning yield. Uh, from that we can get dividend would be 1, EPS would be this 1.61. Using earning yield formula, we get 1.84. Identify the statement which exactly describe passive investing. Passive investing means investing in broad set of security that presents an asset class. Who is are included has deemed to be connected person under SEBI insider trading regulation. All of the above. The bargaining power of suppliers will high when all of the above. Identify the goods which attract custom duty in India. All imported goods. So yeah, we have completed mock test number 15. If you have any queries regarding this, free will to contact me and also comment below if you have any issue. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. So yeah, hello guys. I am Dhol Visaria, developer by profession and a mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual funds, free feel to contact me. अपन ने कवर कर लिया था टोटल 15 मॉक टेस्ट NISM सीरीज 15 में, तो अपन आगे देखने वाले हैं, ठीक है। और प्लीज 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 इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरीज देन फ्री फील टू कांटेक्ट मी। एंड अगर आपको कुछ समझ आए या ना आए, ये टेस्ट सीरीज एक बार देख के जाना। टोटल 600 MCQs, 80% of the MCQs are coming from this test series only. Okay, dash will count as strength in SWOT analysis, strong financial position of the company. A government said is to be implemented expansionary fiscal policy when the government spending exceeds its income. The market price of a share is 42 and the PE is 14. Dividend payout ratio is 50. Equivalent dividend per share of the company 1.5. Using this formula, we can get the EPS, and using EPS, we get dividend per share. A shoemaking company reported sales revenue of 1 lakh, inclusive of indirect taxes of rupees 15,000 and direct taxes of 10,000. What is net sales? This is the formula of net sales. 85,000 is the answer. The formula for calculating growth adjusted price to earning ratio is uh, current price of stock divided by earning per share divided by growth. Okay. The security are shortlisted under the additional surveillance mechanism based on variation in price and volume of securities, which accurately represents the requirement under the Regulation 16 of Research Analyst Code of Conduct. Answer is A. Research analyst must not यानी कि C है, invest in unlisted firms engaged in the same business on those track. Okay. What is the term used when the foreign firm establish new operation in another country through investment? FDI. The company has 80,000 shares. EPS is 6. PE is 12. Assuming zero debt and zero cash, what is the EV? 57 lakh 60,000. Using this formula, you can get the answer. It is very simple. Okay. From a shareholder perspective, which of the following is likely to enhance the attractiveness of a business? Significant entry barriers for new operation. According to SEBI regulation, what is the minimum waiting period required between compulsory delisting and subsequent relisting? 10 years. What is the time limit for a company to distribute dividend after declaring them? 30 days. An individual may not function as a RA unless they have secured certificate of registration. Calculate net profit margin. Sales are to 50% of operating profit, while net profit is one fourth of the operating profit. Answer would be 10%. Using net profit margin, we get the answer. Identify the correct statement with respect to interest rate risk. Higher interest rate typically lead to a drop in both bond and equity price. While evaluating the strength of support and resistance level, which is not used as a qualifying measure, let us see. Out of the following, which is treated as capital account transaction? External commercial borrowing of Indian enterprise. In which behavior bias do investors tend to search for information that proves that the correct confirmation bias? According to the BCG metric, segment is slow growing market with high competition and low cash flow are dogs. When a company plans a scheme of arrangement which authority is right one to approach NCLT. In a research report, the section that typically includes competitive landscape analysis in the section industry analysis. When the US dollar index rise, when which outcome is mostly like all of the above. The currency weakness is appreciation of US dollar and commodity prices rise. Which statement correctly describes the use of third-party market research report for equity research? Mm, they may be used in the analysis form independent conclusion. In the DCF framework, how does an increase in the risk-free rate affect the value of equity shares? The fair value of share would decline. A financial strong company saw profile last year due to weak economy in SWOT analysis. Profit declines does not significantly measure internal weakness as it resulted from external factors. So yeah, we have completed mock test number 16. If you have any queries regarding this, feel free to contact me and do comment below. Okay. So yeah, bye. Have a nice day and all the best. Hello guys, I am Dhal Visaria. So we have already covered NISM Series 15 mock test number 16. So yeah, we are going to cover 17. Okay, so I am Dhal Visaria, developer by profession, a mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding any financial assets like mutual fund, PMS, AIF, SIF, bonds, FDs and all, then feel free to contact me. Okay, just a second. So yeah, when an investor looks for information to prove that he or she is right, is known as confirmation bias. What is the meaning of final goods? Final goods are the goods which are consumed by economic participants. What can be easily calculated if a company total assets and total liabilities are known? Total equity. Identify which of these is defined by IRDAI. For regulations, the insurance sector, all of the above. Identify which is the correct interpretation for this statement. The weekly VAR, 1% of the portfolio is 10 lakh. Just a second. So yeah, VAR means there are 1% chance of going to zero. There are 99% chance that he can lose in the portfolio in 1 week will not exceed the rupees 10 lakh. Find the market price of a company shares from the following data. Total assets 50 lakhs, EPS 2, net income 4 lakhs, return on equity 20%, price to book value 5. So answer is 50. Using formula, you can easily calculate the answer. Okay. Identify the transaction which can be considered as capital account transaction. None of the above. Which research entity should appoint a compliance officer? All types of research entities which are body corporate or limited liability partnership firms should appoint a compliance officer. What is the minimum time gap between relisting and delisting of a company in case of voluntary delisting? 5 years. Identify the risk which is associated to a falling interest rate scenario, which will lead to a decline in cash flow from an investment when its principal and interest payments are reinvested at lower interest rate. Reinvestment risk. The views mentioned in a research report should be consistent with the views of individual research analysts publishing the report. What is the meaning of pricing power? It means that the company has ability to increase the price of its product without affecting the demand. As per the SEBI standard of corporate governance, independent director should constitute at least dash of the board if the chairman is an executive director 50%. A depository participant DP is an agent of depository. In this phase of cycle, we are most likely to witness low consumer confidence, recession. The EV by EBIT ratio in the industry is 10x. A company from the industry reported an EBIT of rupees 500 crore. The company has a net debt of 800 crore. What is the value of company equity? It would be 4200 crore. So from that enterprise value, we can get what the formula from EV by EBITDA is 10. So EV is EBIT into 10 equals to 500 crore into 10 equals to 5000 crore. It means EV equals to value of equity plus value of debt. So value of equity equals to EV minus value of debt. So answer of value of equity would be 4200. Which of these financial instruments do not have a default risk? Equity shares. According to Securities and Exchange Board of India, Regulation 2020-2015, a connected person includes all of the above. In BCG metrics, business segments in fast-growing market but having a low market shares are known as question mark. Which of these can be considered as an entry barrier in the industry? All of the above. The desk section of a research report is likely to have the analyst opinion, financial forecast. The share of a company is 35 and currently it has 10 million shares trading. The company has asset worth of rupees 120 million. The liability is 40 million. Calculate P to B ratio. It would be 4.37. What is the portion of earning paid to the shareholders by companies called cash dividend? Delisting of the share means the permanent removal of the shares of a company from being listed on a stock exchange. True. From the four funds mentioned below, which of these has the highest uncertainty in terms of return? VC capital, VC funds. So yeah, we have covered uh, 17th number mock test. So if you have any doubts regarding this, free will to contact me and DM me if you pass the exam from my sheet. Okay. So yeah, I'm the Visaria, developer by profession and the MP registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding that, free will to contact me. Okay. So yeah, let's start mock test number 18. Please, before exam, please cover all 600 MCQ once so you get the maximum number of marks. As I have noticed that 80% of the MCQs are coming from the sheets only. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. What is the method to calculate value of equity? Free cash flows for equity is discounted using cash of equity, which is the authentic source to check fact on a company by a research report, annual reports. State whether true or false. If imports are more than exports, then the country will have a current account surplus. False. Dash in dash bias, investor looks for evidence for of some other investor buying specific securities. Herd mentality. A right issue is open for subscription for a maximum period of dash days 30. As per the concept of popularized by the Belgian Grameen, the Warren Buffett dash means purchasing a security when its market price is significantly below its interesting value, thereby minimizing the downside risk. Margin of safety. Identify which is not a view-based section in stock research report. All of the above. Regarding the healthcare hospitals industry, which of these factors play a role? Both role of medical technology advancement and impact of an aging population. The decline in the value of investor holding due to falling security price is categorized under which type of risk? Market risk. Which of the following best describes an expansionary fiscal policy? Government spending exceeds its income. Companies are required to disclose related party transactions so that the shareholders can access whether certain transactions are unfairly benefit some parties such as promoters. True. Which division under the Ministry of Finance oversees the disinvestment of the Government of India? Stake in the public sector undertakings. Department of Disinvestment. Identify the correct statement with respect to additional Tier 1 perpetual bond. They are junior to deposit interbank loan and all other bonds. Identify the correct statement with respect to speculators. Speculators focus on short-term trades based on expected price volatility. Under SEBI corporate governance framework, how many boards members must be independent directors when the chairman is also an executive director? At least 50%. An analyst releases a multiple information source while evaluating a company, which set best reflects suitable source. Company filings, company management, a network of industry experts, and the company customer and suppliers. With reference to a right issue with statement correctly describe the choice available to investors. Investors may exercise, transfer, or relinquish the rights. Which of the following sector is generally considered to be highly cyclical in nature? Capital goods. Which item among the following appears in a company income statement? Cost of goods sold. Which, with respect to technical analysis, which of the following statement correctly describes the average directional index? ADX is a popular indicator used to assess strength, which sequence correctly represent the typical storage of a business life cycle. Pioneer growth and maturity. In SWOT analysis, which of the following factor represent a weakness? Insufficient research and development capabilities. The risk arising from an investor inability to quick convert instrument into cash is classified under which type of risk? Liquidity. The regulation that admires administrators and suppliers the capital market is or SEBI's under the security contract. 1956. Which activities are included? All of the above. So yeah, we have covered test series number 18. So if you have any doubts regarding this, free will do contact me. Okay. So yeah, I'm the Visaria. I'm a registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual fund, PMS, AIF, or portfolio building, FDs, bonds, or etc., then free will to contact me. Okay. So let's start mock test number 19. In India, the Department of Revenue exercises control over matters relating to all direct and indirect taxes of Indian government. Increased medical insurance cover will be considered as death for healthcare industry in SWOT analysis opportunity. A company has book value per share of 18. Its market capitalization is 50 lakhs and the net worth of 10 lakhs. Calculate the price to book value ratio of the company 5. Which of these sections should be included in a company research report? Shareholding pattern of the company and its financial indicators. Second, complete industry overview and the peer group analysis. Both. The market capitalization of a company is 8 lakh. Its peer price to book value ratio is 10 and the book value per share is 14. Calculate net worth of the company 80,000. The net worth of a business is 2 lakh and the debt on balance sheet is 2 lakh. The market capitalization is 8 lakh. Calculate capital employed by the business 4 lakh. Study dash is essential to understand the income, investment and employment is an economy of macroeconomics. If there is dash in the economy, it's most likely to aid the government in following expansionary physical policy. Low physical deficits, which what will a good management talk about with the research analyst? It will talk about opportunity and the challenges to its business. An industry which has few substitutes, very less competition and less bargaining power of buyers will have strong pricing power and high profit margins. When two companies combine together to form a totally new company and the preview company ceases to exist, it's known as consolidation. Which department of Ministry of Finance administrate policy relating to pension reforms, life and general insurance, public sector banks, etc.? Department of Financial Services. Foreign investors has invested in the existing financial instrument of a country. This is known as foreign portfolio investments. What is key main risk? Is the risk of dependency on a key individual for business operation. Dash refers to the possibility that a company will be unable to honor its debt or obligation. Credit risk. If the price of an equity share is more than the fair value, then the share is considered as overpriced. What is the insider information? It's the price sensitive information about the company which is not available to general public. Which of this is a current asset? Inventory. Which of these factors will be studied by a fundamental research analyst? Macroeconomics fundamentals. Which committee is responsible for reviewing the financial statements of the company and the nominal auditors? Audit committee. How is per capita income of a country calculated? National income divided by total population. The umbrella market in the India is dominated by the three major players who have a combined revenue of 1500 CR. It is estimated that other players contribute up to 40% of the market share. Calculate the total market size. So basically 60% है 1500 तो total कितना होएगा 2500. फंडामेंटल रिसर्च एनालिस्ट वो विल अपन अपन इसको उल्टी साइड से भी कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल देयर इज 2500 देन व्हाट विल बी द 60% of 2500. If answer comes 1500 then the answer is 2500. Okay. A fundamental research analyst will study which of these following factors are macroeconomic fundamental. Ms. Z invested rupees 30,000 at the rate of 8% per annum. What would be the future value of such investment after 5 years? You have CAGR formula. Answer would be 44079. To know the amount of funds that has a company has borrowed during the processing financial year, which of this film section financial cash flows. So yeah, we have completed test series number 19. If you have any queries regarding that, feel free to contact me and do comment below. We will see you in the next mock test. So yeah, hello guys, I am Dhawal Visaria. I'm a registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding that, you can contact me. So yeah, we are going to start mock test 20. What is the method to calculate value of equity? Free cash flow for equity is discounted using the cost of equity. What is likely to be the impact on the stock market when central bank change is from contractionary policy to expansionary policy? The stock market will likely to go up. Identify which of these is important in the context of client meeting by research analyst. All of the above. As per the SEBI standard of corporate governance, independent director should constitute of at least dash percent of the board if the chairman is a non-executive director, at least 33%. Calculating the net profit margin will be the given data. Sales are 200% of operating profit and the operating profit is 400% of net profit, 12.5%. Answer. Net profit margin. If sales are 200, then operating profit, then sales is 200. Operating profit is 4,000% of net profit, so net profit would be 25. So using net profit margin formula, if we put this value into net profit upon sales, then we get 12.5%. A company has three divisions valued at 1500, 2800, and 2200. Okay, the corporate division net expense is 300. If we buy EBIT is 6x, what is the fair enterprise value? It would be 4700. From total operating value, we get 6500 CR. Capitalized corporate cost would be 1800 CR. Fair enterprise value is equals to sum of parts minus corporate overhead equals to 4700 crores. Merchant bankers are also known as issue manager, lead manager, and investment bankers. Market capitalization is rupees 225 CR. PE ratio is 15 and 5 CR. Shares are outstanding. What is the EPS? 3. Which of the following statement accurately distinguish between surcharge and cess? Surcharge is credited to central government, where cess is used for purpose which is collected. Asset to equity ratio is 2. Total assets are 40 lakhs and net income is 6 lakhs. What is the return on equity? It would be 30%. Equity, using this formula we can get equity, and ROE. Using this formula we can get ROE in percentage. If the market interest rate increase after a bond is purchased and the investor choose to sell the bond before its mature, what is the profitable result? The investor will incur a capital loss. When a company has no operating profit, which metrics is typically used to value the business? EV to sales ratio. Which of the following statements are accurately describe the application of technical analysis? Technical analysis is primarily used by the traders and short-term investors. Which division under the Department of Revenue is responsible for handling income tax matters? Central Board of Direct Taxes. Alpha Ventures owns 80% of the Beta Corporation and 25% of the Gamma Associates. Calculate consolidated revenue. It would be 7600 CR. And assets is said to be underpriced in which of the following situation? When the market price is below the asset fair value. Paid up capital 25 lakhs, EPS 10 and PE is 15. Zero debt, cash is 50 lakh. Determined EV. It would be 7 CR. Using this formula, you can get easily what answer. Total number of shares filed at market price equals to 150. Market capitalization 7.5 crore. You put all these things into EV formula, you can get 7 CR. Which department under the Ministry of Finance is responsible for formulating and administrating taxation policies? Department of Revenue. Which of the following factors plays an important role in determining the success of a business? All of the above. Cost of equity 17, debt 11, debt weight 60%. Determine WACC. So it is a formula, you have to memorize it. Okay. Put all the things in this formula, you can get 13.4%. How is the earning per share EPS is calculated? Net profit upon number of outstanding shares. Under which circumstances do analysts typically shift to using growth adjusted earning yield? When earning yields are relatively low or PE ratio are high. When a company tries to outperform rivals by offering a product with better features, this strategy is known as product differentiation. A company reports total revenue of 2 lakh, including indirect taxes of 20,000 and direct taxes of 15,000. Answer is 1 lakh 80,000. When a country experiences capital inflow that exceeds capital outflow, what does it results in? Capital account surplus. So yeah, we have completed NISM Series 15, mock test number 20. So yeah, if you have any doubts regarding this, free will do contact me. Bye. So yeah, I'm Dhaval Visaria, a developer by profession and a mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding mutual fund, PMS, SIF and all bonds and FDs, then free will do contact me. Okay. So yeah, we are starting mock test number 21 for NISM Series 15. The EBITDA of a company is 275 CR and the EV by EBITDA ratio is 6x. The company has a net debt of 520 CR. Calculate the value of its equity. So EV by EBITDA दिया है 6. EBITDA is given 275 CR. Therefore, EV equals to 1650 CR. Then put all this into this formula and we get value of equity equals to 1130. Answer will be 1130 CR. Under the discounted cash flow based valuation, what will be the impact on the value of shares if risk-free rate goes up? The fair value of shares would go down. Policies relating to pollution control, waste disposal, etc. are issues related to which factor in crystal analysis environmental factors. Dash is considered as a horizontal force in the Potter's five force model. Threat of new entrants. Identify the industry which will fall under the defensive industry category, food industry. When the valuation exercise of a company business carried out. So yeah, all of the above. Who can be the part of committee reviewing salaries of research analysts as per regulation 17? Head of research division. According to the act, regulation are treasury bills, bonds, and shares included in the definition of term securities. Answer would be Security Contract Act. Identify the correct statement with respect to bonus shares. Bonus shares are also called as equity dividend. The current liabilities of a business are 33,000, inventory 13,000, and the current ratio 3. What is quick ratio? We have formula of quick ratio. Using that, we can get 2.60. In the dash, national income is measured as an aggregated flow of goods and services in the economy from the different sector. Answer would be product method. Which sector of the research report is likely to include the analyst opinion? All of the above. If imports are more than exports, then country will have current account deficits. On which factor does the earning of an investor from the business depend upon? On the performance of a company. EBIT of rupees 2 lakh, net profits margin 20%, shares 20,000, retention ratio 60. Calculate dividend per share. Using that, we have sales equals to 4 lakh, net profit equals to 80,000, EPS would be 4, dividend payout ratio would be 40, then we get DPS equals to 1.6. Dash is an unique parameter for evaluation of bank, a net interest margin, which approach to determine research analyst bonus is allowed as per regulation 17. Bonus can be determined based on the overall revenue of brokerage division irrespective of sector stock or power. Identify which of these is deeply cyclical industry, capital good industry. Which of these can be considered as threat in SWOT analysis of a company. Pressure on government to ban the company products. Market cap is 8 lakh. P upon PB ratio is 10. Book value per share is 14. Calculate net worth 80,000. Which statement accurately distinguish between surcharge and cess? Surcharge is credited to the central government general fund, whereas cess is used only for the purpose for which it is collected. Net worth is rupees 2 lakh and debt is 2 lakh. Market cap is 8 lakh. Capital employed, it would be 4 lakh. Asset to equity ratio is 2 is to 0. Total assets is 40 lakh and the net income is 6 lakhs. What is the return on equity? It would be 30%. Study of dash is essential to the understand income, investment, and employment in an economy. Answer would be macroeconomics. If market interest rate increase after a bond purchase and choosing to sell before maturity, what is the possible result? The investor will incur a capital loss. So yeah, we have completed mock test number 21. If you have any queries regarding that, feel free to contact me and do comment below. So yeah, bye. Have a nice day. So yeah, hello guys, I am Dhaval Visaria, MF registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding this, mutual funds, PMS, AIF, SIF, bonds, FDs and that, then feel free to contact me. Okay. So yeah, this is NISM Series 15, mock test number 22. Let's get started. If there is stress in the economy, is mostly likely to aid the government in the following expansionary physical policy. Low physical deficit. When a company has no operating profit, which of the following metrics is used to value the business? EV to sales ratio. What will a good management talk about the research analyst? It will talk about opportunities and challenges to its business. Which of the following statement accurately describe the applicability of technical analysis? Technical analysis is primarily used by the traders and short-term investors. An industry which has few substitutes, very less competition, and less bargaining power of buyers will have strong pricing power and high profit margins. Which division under the Department of Revenue is responsible for handling income tax matters? Central Board of Direct Taxes. When two companies combine together to form a total new company and the previous company ceases to exist, it is known as consolidation. Alpha Ventures Limited reported standalone revenue of 5100 crore. It owns 80% of Beta Crop and 25% of Gamma Associates. Calculate Alpha Ventures consolidated revenue 7600 crores. Which department of Ministry of Finance administrates policy related to pension reforms, life and general insurance, public sector banks, etc. Department of Financial Services. An asset is said to be underpriced in which of the following situation? When the market price is below the asset fair value. A foreign investor has invested in the existing financial instrument of a country. This is known as foreign portfolio investment. Paid up cap rupees 25,000 lakh, EPS 10, PE 15, zero debt and the cash of rupees 50 lakh. Determine the EV. It would be 7 CR. Shares equals to paid up capital face value equals to 5 lakh shares. Market price per share would be 150. Market cap would be 7.5 cr. So it means we get EV equals to market cap minus cash plus debt equals to 7 cr. What is the key main risk? It's the risk of dependency on the key individual for business operation. Which department under the Ministry of Finance is responsible for formulating and administrating taxation policy? Department of Revenue dash refers to the possibility that a company will be unable to honor its debt obligation, credit risk. Which of the following factors play an important role in determining the success of a business? All of the above. Determine the work of the company, cost equity 17, debt 11, debt propagation 60%. There is a direct formula in which you have to put all the values. The answer would be 13.4. If the price of an equity share is more than the fair value, then the share is considered as overpriced. How is the EPS calculated? Net profit upon number of outstanding shares. What is insider information? It's the price sensitive information about the company which is not available to the general public. Under which circumstances do analysis typically shift to using growth adjusted earning yields? When earning yields are relatively low or price to earning ratio are relatively high. Which of these is a current asset? Inventory. When a company tries to outperform rivals by offering a product with a better features, this strategy is known as product differentiation. A company reports total revenue of 2 lakh, including indirect taxes of 20,000 and direct taxes of 15,000. What is net sales? For net sales, we have total number of revenue and indirect taxes. From that, we get upon net sales. So 2 lakh minus 20,000 equals to 180. When a country experiences capital inflow that exceeds capital outflow, what does it result in? Capital account surplus. So yeah, we have completed test series number 22. If you have any doubts regarding that, free will to contact me and do comment below. Bye. So hello guys, I am Dal Visari. I am fee registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding this, free will to contact me. NISM Series 15 mock test number 23. Let's get started. Okay. What is the limitation of depending exclusive on annual reports for research purpose? As an annual report are prepared only once in a year. The information provided has become the obstacle at the given point of time. Mr. Mohit purchased 500 shares of face value to company at rupees 60,000. The company declared 100% dividend. Calculate the dividend yield on the face value invested in these shares. It is 1.67%. When do businesses plan to increase capacity? In the boom phase of economic cycle. The face value of a company share is 5 and it is paid a dividend of 15%. The dividend payout ratio is 100. The current book value is 80. Calculate earning yields 0.93. Which of the following is or are included under the unpublished price sensitive information? All of the above. What help companies create value proposition for their customers? Both of the above. Cost of equity is 11% and the cost of debt is 8. The weight of equity is 60. Calculate the weighted average cost of capital using this data. Using this formula and put all the values, you can get the answer 9.8. Return on capital employed of a company 6. Cost of equity that is 8%. Identify the correct statement about the ROE. Return on equity is likely to below 6%. When a research analyst gives a dash rating, it is akin to a buy rating. Accumulate dash bond gives the right to issuers to call the bond back callable. Identify the possible outcome from a scheme of arrangement. All of the above. The paid up capital of a company is 20 lakh and the face value is 10. The earning per share is 5 and the book value per share is 25. Answer would be 20%. Put all the values in return on equity formula. You can get the 20%. In the planning stage of a business life cycle, the business concept is still being proven or just being proven. Additional surveillance measured by stock exchanges is not required for securities on which derivative products are available. True. Additional surveillance measures are not applicable to which of the securities on which derivative products are available. In security conducts performance, SCB industry structure refers to all of the above. Market size, growth, and relationship among the people. The company has 14 million shares currently trading at 20. Company has asset worth rupees 100 million and liabilities of 30 million. Calculate the price to book value ratio. It would be 4. Which of these items is included in the income statement? Cost of goods sold. As per the SEBI rule, the chairman of the remuneration committee should be an independent director. Which of these factors can hamper the work of a research analyst? All of the above. As per the technical analyst, if the price of a share has broken its support level, then the price is likely to fall more till it reaches the next level of support. In putable bond, the issuer of the bond has the right to call the bond back, state whether true or false. False. So yeah, we have completed test mock test series 23. If you have any doubts regarding this, feel free to contact me and do comment below. Okay, thanks. Bye. So hello guys, I am Dawal Visaria, MF registered mutual fund distributor. If you have any queries regarding this, feel free to contact me. So yeah, we are starting the mock test number 24. प्लीज एक बार ये सारी पूरी अच्छे से सीरीज देख के जाना बिफोर एग्जाम. आई एम श्योर यू कैन पास द एग्जाम यूजिंग दिस बिकॉज 80% of the MCQs are coming from these sheets only. Dash will be considered as a threat in spot analysis. Social pressure due to which the government can ban the company products. Recession in the economy is likely to affect the dash industry the most. Airlines. The manager of the Indian government borrowing program is RBI. Analysis of industry by a research analyst will involve which of the following factors? All of the above. The average EV by EBIT ratio is 8. PQR Limited reported EBIT of rupees 100 crore and net cash of 65 crore. Answer would be 865 crore. EV equals to 800 crore. EV equals to equity plus debt minus cash. Since debt is nil, so 800 equals to equity minus 65, then equity would be 865 CR. The, for queries investors, which of the following is guaranteed and clearly no? None of the above. Which set of sources is most appropriate for an analyst seeking company data? From company filings, customers of the company and suppliers, management of the private network of exports. What can cause a business to fail? All of the above. Which method of national income accounting shows how national income is distributed among different sectors? Income method. Which of the following parties has the authority to initiate the scheme of arrangement? All ABC. Which section of research report is typically based purely on factual information? Shareholding pattern. Identify the correct statement with respect to financial leverage. A leverage improves ROE when business conditions are favorable. For sugar mill production, ethanol has byproduct which is favorable opportunity. Government initiatives for ethanol as an alternative fuel. If you have information of a company, total equity and total assets, you can determine its total debt. EBIT rupees 160, net profit margin 25, share 16,000 included EPS. So using sales formula, we can get sales of 4 lakh, net profit would be 1 lakh. So using EPS formula, we can get EPS would be 6.25. Which statement correctly describe disclosure requirement for an analyst? An analyst must disclose all financial interests they have in the company. In an descending triangle chart pattern, the prices lows are generally expected to be at the same level of the previous low. Under IND AS1, which is the correct requirement regarding OCI presentation. OCI may be presented either as a separate statement or as a part of the profit and the loss statement. Which aspect is considered as a key element in preparing a research report? all ABC. 75 lakh mobile users spent 500 per year. Projected 7% increase. Estimate revenue for coming year. It would be 401 CR. Current ARPU equals to 535. Revenue would be 401.25 CR. Which of the following does not fall with the scope of technical analysis? Determining the intrinsic value of assets. The real world intrinsic valuation approach is best described as discounting the most profitable cash flows at a rate equal to the risk free rate plus a suitable risk premium. What describe the foundation of recommendation made by a fundamental analysis evaluation of a company fair value by the analyst. So yeah, we have complete total 600 MCQ. Please go through all the MCQs one before exam. So 80% of the MCQs are coming from this only. So now we are going to cover next mock test. Just a second. So yes, now we are going to cover 10 test series mock test and the case studies. After this, you are ready for the exam. So yeah, if you have any doubts regarding this, feel free to contact me and do comment below. Okay, thanks. Okay, bye.